Being a spiky dinosaur sounds cool, until you realize you're basically a walking salad with toothpicks. So being a Tuojiangosaurus absolutely blows. Here's why. Dot 1. Looks cool, but not really. The first reason being that you probably won't even use your coolest features. Those sweet looking spikes and plates along your tail. You see, while they might look terrifying from afar, up close they're pretty underwhelming. First off, you can't really move them. These dinos were mostly found in a sort of arched position, leading paleontologists to believe that these dinosaurs couldn't move their tails side to side, or raise them up and down. If they could, we haven't found any evidence of it. So your tail is basically fixed in place. This means you'll never get to use it as a weapon. Sure, you could whack an enemy with your end plate if it happened to walk directly underneath you. But aside from that, your tail is totally useless. As far as the rest of those bony plates go, well, scientists aren't 100% sure how they attach to the body, but some research suggests they weren't connected to the skin at all. Instead, they were more like big, flat ribs. That means when it came to actually protecting you, they would offer about as much shielding as a sheet of paper. In fact, the only dinosaur that used tail plates for protection was the Ankylosaurus, which evolved its massive tail club after the reign of the dinosaurs ended. Now that's what we call an overpowered tail. Yours is not. Point 2. Food problems. On top of having a weak tail, you're also stuck with a dumb diet. Just because you're a herbivore doesn't mean you don't have problems. Take the mighty Tyrannosaurus Rex, for example. He didn't have to worry about where his next meal was coming from. With his gigantic teeth and powerful jaws, he could eat basically anything he wanted. And he didn't even have to chase down his food, thanks to his super sense of smell, which could detect a nice piece of meat from miles away. Meanwhile, you're stuck eating whatever low-growing plants you can find. There were plenty of yummy cycads, ferns, and conifers during the Jurassic period. But if you spent too much time looking for them, you'd probably starve to death. That means you're constantly on the lookout for food. It's like living in a world full of all-you-can-eat salad bars, but you're too weak to get past the appetizer table. So you spend your entire life just grazing on leaves. Is that exciting? No. Is it dangerous? Well, not really. It's just boring. A fun fact about the jawbone of the Tuojiangosaurus is that it was perfectly symmetrical. Most animals have slightly asymmetrical skulls because of the way they move through the world. But this dinosaur's head was shaped like a mirror. This likely means they spent most of their lives facing forward and munching on plants, instead of worrying about fighting anything. That may sound great, but you know what else has a perfectly symmetrical skull? Shawnosaurus, which spent most of its time glued to the bottom of the ocean floor. Basically a stationary fish. Even that sounds cooler than your life. So yeah, if you're born a Tuojiangosaurus, you're basically born a lawnmower with spikes. Congrats. 3. Predator problems. While you're busy mowing the Jurassic landscape, you have to watch out for two very scary things. Those things are called Allosaurus and Tuojiangosaurus. Now both these dinos lived during the late Jurassic, and they both like to eat anything smaller than them. Given that you're about the size of a cow, they probably saw you as a nice snack. So there goes your life stuck eating leaves all day. It's a good thing you have that tail to defend yourself, right? Wrong. You can't run fast enough to escape them, and you're too small to fight them off. Your best bet is to turn around, swing your useless tail at their legs, and hope they trip over. Then you run away. Or you could try biting them as hard as you can, and then sprint away. Either strategy could work. Except you're so slow that your only hope is that the predator loses interest. Once it does, feel free to book it back to safety. Okay, this isn't great. You're going to need a better plan. Oh, wait, never mind. It's not like you have the brain power to come up with 1 anyway, point 4. Brain the size of a walnut. That's right. When it comes to your brain, we're talking walnut-sized, not football-sized. If you were to weigh your brain in modern human terms, it would be about 78 grams. For comparison, the average human brain weighs around 1,300 grams. So your brain is about 17 times smaller than ours. Keep in mind, you're also dealing with a bigger body than us. We don't know exactly how smart the Tuatara was, but based on its brain size, we do know that it probably wasn't a master strategist. Not only are their brains tiny, but the connections between the parts of their brain were also underdeveloped. These dinosaurs probably had slower reflexes than you do when trying to merge onto the 405 freeway. Add that to your list of reasons to never want to be born a Tuatara. By the way, the brain of a T. Rex was about 5 times larger than that of the Tuatara. And yet the T. Rex was nowhere near as smart as us. Maybe there's hope for you yet. 5. The awkward middle child of stegosaurs. There are 3 main categories that most species fall into when compared to others: biggest, strongest, or smartest. Usually one of these categories will have the most members. Take birds, for example. There are a lot of different types, but they're all generally similar in size, strength, and intelligence. Sometimes, however, an animal will fit in the middle of the pack in all 3 categories. And while that doesn't sound too bad, let us explain. Being in the middle of the pack usually means you're not particularly suited for anything. For example, you could say that kangaroos are medium-sized marsupials, medium-strong marsupials, and medium-intelligent marsupials. That's not exactly a winning combination. They can't really brag about anything. And in most cases, they're not particularly useful to humans either. Now, not every animal needs to be a giant, super strong, super smart creature. That would take all the fun out of life. But there is one problem, though. You need to stand out somehow. Kangaroos have cute babies and can hop really high, which is pretty cool. But you, well, you're just stuck in the middle. You're not the biggest of the stegosaurs, not the strongest, and definitely not the smartest. You're just the awkward middle child, the forgotten stegosaurus. You're basically Stegosaurus light. And everyone loves Stegosaurus. Seriously, if you accidentally photobomb someone's picture, no one would care. They'd just assume it was another Stegosaurus. To recap, you're stuck with weak defenses, a dumb brain, and the ability to attract predators. So yeah, being born a Tuojiangosaurus? Congrats! You're prehistoric cannon fodder with spikes for decoration. Thanks for watching. Do you think we missed anything? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe to stay up to date on all our latest content.